Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world, the world away. We now got stage 4 of Hachette Part Works, build your own Spitfire Mk1a. Okay, this issue we're going to do the engine cover panel and an engine housing. We're going to be continuing that in issue 5 as well, as you can see here. This is what's coming in the next issue. I thought we'd start off that one first before showing what we're going to do, because I was going to be going to RAF the Hendon Museum in London this weekend, because the Mk1a thing got called off. But I thought, you know what, perhaps it's probably best to stay at home and not risk it. So especially with the coronavirus going around and all of that at the moment. So I am staying home, and unfortunately I can't show you that. But to make up for that, we're going to do the Spitfire today, and then tomorrow we're going to do the Terminator. So that's just filling you in where we are. Let's show you what we've got to do. Basically, we're going to be putting the housing parts together. We are going to need sprue cutters for this, and we're also going to need some glue. Once again, the glue that I'm using is from a shop from in the UK called The Range. It's just an everyday super glue. It's just vacuum sealed though, so it doesn't dry up. I can leave the lid off of it without it drying up. So we're going to complete that there, and then we're going to do a little bit of the fuselage housing, the engine housing there. And that is all there is to do in this issue. Doesn't look like that much, but when you look at how much we've got in the box here, it does look like a lot of fiddly stuff. So without further ado, let's get cracking. Okay, the first thing we want to do is take the engine housing parts, which look like this and like this. This bit's plastic, this bit is metal. It's quite heavy as well. What we're going to do is, as you can see on the bottom of this, we've got some holes. We've got the corresponding lugs just onto this plastic piece here. We're going to push them into there just like so. Now we need to keep that in place, which means we need to apply some glue. So I'm just seeing how this sits in there, and I'm going to be putting some glue just into the areas between the lugs on there, and that will keep that in place. So once again, I'm applying the glue just with my cocktail stick, because I don't want to cake it. It doesn't need to be caked in glue. It's going to hold itself, no problems at all. Just put a little bit on this side, just enough to keep that in place. Push that in. And I'll just hold that in place for a second. Now we've got that, you can see that it's left us 3 lugs inside the semicircular area there. We've got the inner engine housing looking just like that. That's going to go over those lugs in there. Just do a dry fit just like that. And once again, we're going to need to put some glue onto that. Now this time, because I'm sticking plastic to plastic, I'm going to just put some glue either side of the lugs. So that's 1, 2 and 3, and once again I'm going to push this into place and hold it till it's dry, and when that's done, it's going to look just like that. Now we're going to need our sprue cutters. We've got some details on here that we're going to need to cut off, so I'm going to get them all off first. Once again, these sprue cutters are available in my Amazon store. The link is down there somewhere, and we put the flat edge against the detail part to get a nice clean cut. So just like that, cut. And the same on the other side here. There we go, that's the first piece off. So we'll get all of these pieces off. Now they're off, we've got 2 pieces here which are labelled C and D. They look like some pipe work, but they're not used in this issue, so we need to keep this sprue safe. So put that in a drawer or something so you're not going to lose it. And quite simply, the pieces that we cut off are just going to cover the ends here. If I put them on dry here, you can get an idea of exactly how this is going to look. These are going to be glued into place. So I'll just put this one on as well, just so you can see how that's going to go. Whoops, over there like that. Just like that. So let's get some glue in just onto the lugs on this side here. We'll keep that in place. I'm just putting some on the side and then just some on the side of the lug. Not too much. It's not going to need a lot of glue. And there we go. That's the first one in. Let's do the other side. Again, all I'm using to apply this is a simple pin vise, which you'd normally have a drill in. And I've got about 200 pins in a drawer. And when I need to, I just replace the pin on the end there. And it's a brilliant way to apply glue. Because it's metal, tends to want to stick to the detail that you're actually putting it on rather than the metal pin that you put it in there. That's why it works better than a cocktail stick, you see. So, but that's both sides there completed. Now we can put that to one side because we're going to be bringing the fuselage over. Now, once again, this is metal, looking just like that. And that on that side. And we've got some details to put on here. We've got 3 details. And we've got some magnets just in this bag here. And I say a magnet, there's actually 3 magnets in here. They're just all stuck together. As you can see, look, 1. Oh, 2. Oh, God, these are really, really powerful magnets. I'm going to keep them really separate from each other. Because I don't want them to start pinging together and start joining themselves up again. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to take the fuselage this way round and we're going to be putting the first details in. Okay, so the way this works, we're going to take this magnet holder here, looking just like that. They have provided 2, a right hand side one and a left hand side one. Because when this goes on, it's going to go over there and the magnet's going to fit into that little area there. Now, the magnets do have a black line on them, which I'm just going to try and find. And that indicates the polarity of them. I'm just having a look around at each magnet here. There we go. It's not a black line, it's actually just an engraved line. Now that needs to face upwards. So, we've got that on. I'm going to put this in the magnet holder there. Just like that. As you can see, it's lying on there. And then that is going to be attached to the fuselage, this side here. And as you can see, that locks that into place. Now we're going to keep this in check here with some screws. And the screws we're going to be putting in are PM screws. They're 2x4mm screws. This is the only ones that come in this issue. They are silver screws. And I've just found the enjoyment of working with magnets, especially when you've got a magnetized screwdriver as well. They're going all over the place. So we get this one in. Nice and tight. And there we go, that's in. As you can see, that magnet's not falling out. That's in nice and tight. Yeah, you can see the mark on there. A bit closer on the top camera actually, to show the polarity. Now we're going to put another magnet in. This is going to be going onto this section of the fuselage here, but this time the magnet, we're looking for a mark on the side. So I'm looking at all the magnets I've got. That one's got one on top, and there we go, this one has got one on the side compared to on the top of the last ones, and that mark is going to face towards the fuselage. When I put it into the housing here, it's going to look just like that. So this side here that you see on the close-up camera there is going to be going towards the fuselage. So I'll get that in to where it's going to go. Just like that. That magnet's now held in place. And once again, we're going to screw this in with a PM screw, which is the 2x4mm screw. Make sure it's on nice and tight. As you can see, we've put 2 magnets in this section now. They're not going to fall out. They're going to keep everything in nice and tight there. Now that does leave 1 magnet surround or mount and 1 magnet. So we're going to need to keep these safe as well. I'm just looking at this one as well. It might be worth noting that this one has got L on it. The one that we attached had an R on it. So you want to make sure you put the right one in. They actually say that these are going to be used in another issue as well. So once again, you're going to need to keep them safe. So it's probably worth keeping them in a bag, especially something this small, because you don't want to lose this and this sprue. So we keep that to one side. Because this is a really tiny part, I think I'm going to keep it in my tray for my Ghostbusters there, and I'll keep the sprue with the rest of it. It's just the magnets I'm worried about. And that is all there is to do in this issue, looking just like that. Now, unlike last time, I'm very conscious that we've got a lot of screws left over, so save the screws. You're probably going to need them for the next fuselage piece, which is coming in episode 5, and that should be out probably in about 3 or 4 weeks for me now. I think the next delivery, because I'm actually switched over to sub base rather than newsagent space now, so the next delivery is probably going to be in a couple of weeks. So that's probably when we're going to start to see some new videos for the Spitfire coming around. But I am going to try and get to Duxford or Hendon. I really want to get to see some Spitfires around the country, and that's my next goal. I really do hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.